Hi, I'm Dr. Sims and I'm the Head of Classics here at Nottingham High School. I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about the A-Level Latin course here at school. Now, we follow the OCR A-Level Latin specification, and this very much builds on the GCSE course that you'll have been taking over the past 2 years. Now, it's worth noting straight from the outset that to study Latin at A-Level, you need to have studied it at GCSE. Much like the GCSE course, there are two components of the A-Level course, language and literature, both equally weighted at 50% and both comprising 2 exam papers. On the language side of the course, the first paper you'll take is Unseen Translation. Now, this involves translating a passage of prose, in particular from Livy's Ab Urbe Condita, a work all about the history of Rome, from its foundations under Romulus through to Livy's day. You'll also be required to translate a passage of unseen verse from Ovid's Corpus, and this could be from his epic poem, the Metamorphoses, or from one of his elegiac works, and these range from the Fasti and the Heroides, which are all about mythological themes, to his love poetry, the Amores, the Ars Amatoria, or the Remedia Amoris, or even his exile poetry, the Tristia, or the Epistulae ex Ponto. This paper is worth 33% of the overall A-Level. The second paper that you'll need to take for language is prose comprehension or composition, and here you have a choice. This paper is worth 17% of your A-Level and requires you to choose between translating and answering comprehension questions on a passage of prose, and it can be from any Latin prose author, or translating a passage of around 150 words of English into Latin. Now, here at Nottingham High School, we will prepare you for both options so that you can make the choice in the exam. The second half of the course deals very much with literature, and again, much like at GCSE, you'll be able to take both prose and verse literature. In prose literature, we'll be studying 2 texts. In Year 12, we'll be looking at Cicero's Pro Cluentio, a speech delivered by Cicero in 69 BC in defence of a man called Cluentius, who was accused by his mother of murdering his stepfather with poison. In Year 13, we'll be studying Tacitus's Annals, a text you might have looked at in GCSE. In particular, we'll be looking at the rise of Sejanus and Tiberius's retreat to Capri. The paper, the prose literature paper, is worth 25% over the overall A-Level. The final 25% is made up of the verse literature paper, and again, you'll be studying 2 texts over the course of the 2 years. In Year 12, we'll be studying my favourite Latin author of all time, Catullus. We'll be looking at his love poetry, as well as the way in which he talks about his friends and Roman society in general. In Year 13, we'll be studying Ovid's Heroides, a collection of poems. I'll do that one again. In Year 13, we'll be studying Ovid's Heroides, a collection of poems in which Ovid imagines himself to be a heroine who has been abandoned by her lover, and then writes a letter as if he were her. The A-Level Latin course very much builds on the skills that you have learned at GCSE and takes you far beyond them. In fact, by the end of the 2 years, you'll be able to confidently and fluently read Latin, and you'll be well equipped with most of the grammatical knowledge you would need to study Latin not only at A-Level, but also at university. In terms of the homeworks that you'll be set a wide range of tasks, including prose and verse unseen translations, preparation of set texts and style notes, a stretch and challenge in which we aim to contextualise the text within the wider Greco-Roman literary tradition, and also practice questions. Now, on this course, at the moment, I'm currently the only teacher, and so it is likely that you'll have me for all of your lessons across the course. Here in the Classics department, though, we're very keen to go beyond the syllabus, and there are plenty of opportunities for you to do that. There's the EMAC Latin and Greek reading competition, which you can participate in at the sixth form level. There's the EMAC Sixth Form Classics Conference, in which a variety of university lecturers from across the country come to give talks on the set text that you'll be studying. In addition, where there's a local theatrical production of a Greek or Roman play, then we're very keen to invite sixth formers to come along, and we provide tickets for this free of charge. We also invite university lecturers to give talks at Nottingham High School, and in addition there's the yearly trip to Italy or Greece. In terms of why you should study A-Level Latin, there are a variety of reasons. Firstly, this is an incredibly highly respected A-Level, both by university admission tutors and also by potential employers. Only a handful of people study Latin each year at A-level, roughly 2,000 at most, so you will stand out from the crowd, and having Latin on your CV and application shows that you're capable of a range of high-level skills. Secondly, this subject is a well-suited complement to a wide range of subjects at A-level. For those of you interested in languages such as French and Spanish, it's the building blocks of those languages, and allows you therefore to have a deeper understanding of those languages. It complements study of history and English as well, providing you with a fresh interpretation and insight into those subjects. And also, because Latin uses the same part of the brain as maths, it's well suited to the sciences. Indeed, if you look at the destinations of our leavers in sixth form, there are a lot who've gone on to study classics, but equally we have a diverse range of careers, including medicine and veterinary sciences. Thirdly, it indicates that you possess a wide range of transferable skills, and certainly universities are looking for this increasingly in A-level students. It shows that you have high-level analytical skills and that you have decoding skills as well. The final reason why you should study A-level Latin is the small class sizes. Here in Latin we have class sizes typically of around 2 or 3, and this means that you get very much individualised and personalised teaching tailored to your strengths and to your needs. If you've got any questions about the A-level Latin course, I'm more than happy to answer them, and you're welcome to find me around school or to send me an email. Thank you.
My name's Gabe, and I'm studying English Lit, Latin and Spanish. Latin is a subject that's so far-reaching, and I think that's what I enjoy about it, is the variation in what we learn. So like I said, English literature, Spanish and Latin, all humanities. And I think because I'm really into literature, that side of the Latin appeals to me, reading the prose and the verse. But also I'm into history, and so with Latin it's not just the language, it's literature, language, art and history. And so we're learning about, events throughout the history of the Roman Empire, and obviously that's such a far-reaching entity in itself. We're learning about loads of different cultures, loads of different events really, and so yeah, I think it's the far-reaching nature of it that appeals to me most. My favourite lessons are probably starting new texts, just because not only do we get to embark on a new, adventure as it were, but we're also learning more about the historical context, and it really feels in those particular lessons like our horizons are being broadened that much more. I think the versatility of it. I sort of had a glimpse of that in GCSE, but whenever people find out that I'm studying Latin, they go, oh yeah, but no one speaks it anymore. But it's so much more than that, and as an aspiring modern linguist myself, it's been really helpful because I want to study Spanish and Portuguese at uni, and obviously they're both built on the foundation that Latin's created. So I think what's surprising is how much easier it makes learning other languages. Like I say, the versatility of it, just how much you can learn, because you're not just learning this one dead language, you're learning about the people who spoke it and what they did. The facilities are good. I mean, it's a language learning subject mostly. It's a classroom-based subject. So we've got all the books we need. We've got there's a nice cutout of a Roman centurion with a shield and a spear, which I'm not sure is entirely necessary, but it's fun. So normally I think the main attraction in terms of trips for the classics department is the yearly trip to either Greece or Italy. It alternates. I think it usually takes place in Easter half term, or Easter holidays. And that's just awesome. I mean, it's educational without being dry, because you're in this foreign country and you're doing things or being in places where major events have happened or really famous people have been, and you're learning about stuff, but also you're just having a really good time, and you know, you're with your friends in a foreign country. It doesn't really get much better. The teachers are good. I mean, Dr. Sims has now taken the lead, and he's so enthusiastic. It's brilliant, because people have this sort of preconception, this misconception that it's sort of a subject for boring old people. And Dr. Sims he went to this school. He's only a few years older than us, and he's so enthusiastic and passionate, and I mean, without him even trying to, it transfers. It sort of dissipates into the students a bit. For me, at least, a typical lesson is, well, now socially distanced, but it's very well structured, but it's structured in such a way that there's lots of time for debate and conversation, because, as I've been saying, it's such a far-reaching subject. You invariably start talking about something that seems completely random but is related in some way. But yeah, they're really well structured, and we're always told what we're going to be doing in the lesson and how far we are through this part of the course. So we're always on track, but yeah, like I say, there's lots of debate and sort of, I mean, I want to say intellectual conversation. A decent amount. Obviously, it's A-level, and Latin is one of probably the most rigorous A-levels. So we get a decent amount. So it consists of prep for the next lesson. So the set text that we're studying, we translate the next 15 lines so that we can sort of move quickly in the lesson. There's unseen translations, verse and prose, and the occasional essay. So yeah, I mean, it's what you'd expect. It's A-level. So I'm applying to Oxford to study Spanish and beginners Portuguese. So that's sort of my, I suppose, next academic goal. Ultimately, I'd like to be an author, because I just love literature in general, and I'd love to write my own literature. So yeah, that's sort of my fantasy, really. Do it. I think don't listen to anyone who is saying that it's very one-dimensional, because they're wrong. I think if you're interested in it, do it. You know, if you enjoy literature, if you enjoy history, if you enjoy languages, it's a great option for all of those, because not only is it a great subject in its own right, but it's so helpful with other subjects in the same field.